So I just watched the androgenetics channel for about 2 hours, I think, because I watched approximately 3 weeks worth of videos in one sitting, and last week's videos, I think, or, well, not this past week, but the week before, all those videos were about love, and it just, made me sort of want to talk about my own take on love, my own experiences with love, and um I only about a month ago broke up with my boyfriend, and it was kind of out of the blue for him, I know, and it's been kind of hard for him to deal with. I know that I broke up with him seemingly so suddenly, and I feel bad about that. I wish that it had ended in a way where he would have been less hurt and where it would have been easier for him to accept it, because we did date for more than 2.5 years. I think it was 2 years, 7 months, and like 1 or 2 days. Because we started dating on June 1st, which, being on the 1st, is a pretty easy way to count months and days and all of that jazz. Anyways, but so we dated for a really long time, especially since we started dating at the very end of freshman year, and I broke up with him right in the middle of senior year. But love. Love for me has always been confusing and hard to deal with and hard to express. I think I've always sort of known that I was queer, just because, I remember in elementary school having crushes on girls and not really knowing what it was. I just thought that I really, really, really wanted to be their friend, and I wanted to be their best friend, and I wanted to spend all this time with them, and I wanted them to tell me all their secrets, and I wanted to tell them all mine, and I always wanted to hang out with them and have sleepovers with them, and often I just wouldn't know how to express that to them, and so I would, be a little obnoxious and a little ridiculous and over the top, and that has sort of characterized a lot of my personality, I think, throughout most of my life, as I'm a little ridiculous and obnoxious and over the top. Excuse me. It is quite late. Yes, I just looked at the time on the computer and it's like 12:30 in the morning. But I want to make this now anyway. I'm on a roll. And then, in middle school, I can remember, liking girls. And, I was really big into, like, Gaia Online for a while, and I remember, I had this online girlfriend for a while named Alice, and, I still think about her sometimes, and she was lovely, and, we broke up amicably, but, and then I have been into guys, too, a lot. I mean, I've dated several guys. I dated Alex, who is now one of my very good friends. He's almost like a brother to me. But, I was in 8th grade, and he really fucked me up emotionally because, he was a lot younger than 2, and, he was, like, kind of a dick about how he dealt with us dating online, which I don't know how I feel about online dating right now, but, and so then that messed me up, and, and then I dated Dusty for a while, and he is such a lovely guy. He's so nice, and, my impression, which I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, is that he doesn't like himself very much, and I think that that's a shame, because I think that he is a very worthwhile person, and, I broke up with him really horribly. It was like our 2-month anniversary, which when you're a freshman in high school is a rather big deal. And, I told him, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I can do this anymore. And then I kissed him and I ran away. And that was really horrible, because then the very next day I was like, I'm breaking up with you. And then it was very sad, and he was very sad for a while. And then he started dating someone else long before I started dating anyone else. But, that was fine, because the next person that I dated was Zach. And we had a very long relationship, and I would say that we had really a happy relationship. We did not always get along. We did not always see eye to eye. And really, in the end, I think that's what informed my decision to break up with him. Not because we didn't always get along, and not because we didn't always see eye to eye, but because of what we didn't always get along about, and what we did not always see eye to eye about, and also because of our varying levels of passion about certain issues. I have come to realize about myself personally that, I really need to be with someone who shares a majority of my passions, especially politically, especially on the issue of LGBT rights, because, I am not heterosexual, and, that does not mean that I'm opposed to dating heterosexual men. It just means that they have to care about it as much as I do, or I will feel invalidated in a lot of ways by their apathy, because, I do believe that Zach loved me. I don't know how he feels about me now, but I do believe that Zach loved me, but it always was very strange to me that he loved me, but almost that he didn't. This is such a bad way to phrase it, but I can't think of another way to phrase it. He loved me, but he didn't love me enough to care that I had the same rights as he did. Should my future decisions lead me to be in a relationship with a woman. And so that was just upsetting. And, we had different opinions on, the importance of school, the importance of doing our classwork senior year, the importance of attending class, the importance of homework, things like that. We had just a lot of different opinions on things that really, it was a lot of very, very small things, and that added up, to really bother me in a way that I couldn't articulate. And when I could articulate it, they just weren't getting resolved like I wanted them to. And, that might make me picky, and that might make me bitchy, but that's just how it was. And I still think very highly of Zach. I still think he is a wonderful person. I think he is a good man. And I think he will go on and do a lot of wonderful things in his life. I just can't be that intimately involved in his life anymore, because I just feel like we are two separate people, and that means, for me at least, that we must go our separate ways. And I have never really been in real life relationship with a girl, which, is something I think a lot about, because there was a time before I started dating Zach that I really cared about one of my really good friends, and, I had a really big crush on her, and she had a really big crush on me, but it just didn't work out for various reasons, mostly because I chickened out of being in a gay relationship when I was a freshman in high school. I chickened out, and I dated a boy instead. I dated Zach instead. I liked them both equally at the time, and I chose to date Zach, and I chose to push my friend away in a way that was really hurtful to her, in a way that I really still regret. Like, she jokes with me about it, and, like, it's fine that she jokes with me about it, but it really is actually something that I regret a lot because it was very insensitive of me. And, you know, I'm not a perfect person. I've done a lot of things in my past that are things that I regret, not because of the way that it's turned out for me, but because of the potential negative impact it could have had on other people, on the people in my life that, you know, that I care about. And so there's that. I don't like hurting people. It upsets me to upset other people because I have spent much of my life valuing other people's happiness and emotional well-being over my own, and it's a very recent thing that I value my own happiness and emotional well-being more than I value other people's. And, you know, it's a very delicate balance. It can be a very delicate balance finding how to balance taking care of yourself with still being kind and open and there for other people, you know, in the way that I want to be there for other people, but still being able to place my emotional well-being first, because, you know, there are just some situations where I can't be there for someone because it's too hard for me emotionally because of whatever issue, or because I've just gone through that so many times with them. I mean, there's some people who I will never get tired of being there for. My sister is a great example. You know, my friends Tab and Jess are two good examples. My friend Emma is a good example of people who I will never get tired of being there for. Because they have meant a great deal to me in my life, and they are some of the most important people in my life, really. But yeah, and so love, I feel like I have a lot of growing to do emotionally before I think I can really love somebody else. You know, like, I really believe that you have to love yourself first. And there are definitely days when I love myself, and there's definitely days when I don't. And, you know, I haven't figured it out yet, if you have to love yourself every day before you can love someone else every day. And, you know, if that has to be the case, I don't know if I'll ever really love someone, but, you know, I'm trying to figure out what ratio, what percentage of days I love me to days I don't love me needs to be before I feel like I can truly be in a healthy relationship with someone else. And, you know, I'm really looking forward to college for that reason, because I really think that college will provide me with such an amazing forum for personal growth in more ways than just emotionally, like mentally, physically, socially. I'll just be able to grow so much. And, like, I generally view myself as a very socially sort of stunted person. I'm usually very awkward. I usually know how to take a pleasant situation and quickly make it uncomfortable in some way. I'm good at that, which I wish I wasn't. Sometimes it's good if it's someone who, you know, I don't want them to feel comfortable around me, like I dislike them. But usually when I make situations uncomfortable, it's with people I want to impress in some way, or that mean a lot to me. Their opinion means a lot to me in some way, and when I make it very swiftly awkward, you know, that's not very good. But college hopefully will be good, and I have a fuzzy scarf, and my nose is really itchy, and it's because of the freaking cats here at the cat sitting house. And this video is almost 15 minutes long, so I'm going to sign off now. And so that is, you know, that is my story. Yay. Bye.